Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Monday's Market Outlook. I am Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, the founder and CEO here at Top Gun Options. And a quick reminder, starting next Monday, we're going to open up our doors to our trading squadron for free. You're going to get access to 4 of our live trade briefs, and we're going to be covering how you can trade the trade war with China and be very, very profitable at doing it. All you have to do to register is head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. Go.topgunoptions.com/FT, and the FT stands for full throttle. We're going to show you how to take your portfolio full throttle because it probably needs some help here with the S&P 500 and the Dow and the NASDAQ all imploding on what? On what we forecasted. 5 weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen, here at Top Gun Options, I told my members 5 weeks ago that the president was attacking the head of the Federal Reserve to cut rates and to pump more QE, quantitative easing, into this market. You know why? 5 weeks ago I said this. He wants a put. He wanted a put underneath this market in case he walked away from the China trade deals or it got ugly. Man, we called it. We nailed it. We placed a weekly options trade last Monday on $5,600 of risk. That trade made $4,400 on volatility going higher. And at 1 o'clock today, we have another weekly options brief where we're also going to stay long volatility. Look at this. The VIX is up 30% right now, folks. Everybody remember me saying, hey, man, volatility has been way too long, got too low for too long. What happened? Boom. Massive spike in volatility, $4,400 on one trade last week. We're having a blast here. So reminder, head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. This is free. The schedule of events is on this page. We kick off on Monday night at 8 with a welcome aboard brief, and then we do our live trading. All right, let's get into it. A lot going on in the world, folks, and if we didn't have this big China trade war going on, these would be headlines. Little rocket man in North Korea is firing more bottle rockets, trying to get the world's attention, but guess what? Nobody's really paying attention to him right now because we're about to have war in the Middle East, and we have a trade war going on right now. So this guy can shoot as many bottle rockets as he wants because past presidents, as soon as he lit off a bottle rocket, would pay him billions of dollars to stop, and he'd stop for a little bit, and then when he got hungry or needed more booze, he'd fire more rockets. This president ain't putting up with that. This is going to get uglier before it gets better. Overnight, folks, 2 Saudi tankers were attacked in Fujairah. I've been to Fujairah in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, and here we go. Tensions with Iran are soaring. A lead Iranian general in the Republican Guard said what? They're not a threat. Military forces in the Gulf are a target. My old ship, the USS Abraham Lincoln, is heading towards the Arabian Gulf right now, and this is going to get uglier. Remember what Ronald Reagan did with Kuwaiti tankers? He put the American flag on them and said, "Hey, these are American flag vessels. Come knock the flag off," type of thing. This is going to get better or worse before it gets better, folks. All it takes is something like this, and something goes bump in the night, or what happened? These 2 Saudi tankers were attacked in port. Okay, this was no random attack, folks. So here, this is going to get ugly. Oil is spiked today on this news. Obviously, the closest alligator to our boat right now this trading day. Frustration, miscalculation inside U.S.-China trade impasse. A week and a half ago, Secretary of the Treasury Mnuchin said, you know what, by next Friday, this thing's done. We're going to have a signing ceremony in June up at Mar-a-Lago. It's in the bag. Larry Kudlow, the market whisperer. Yeah, this thing's done. We're done. We're trying to figure out what ink to use to sign the agreement. And then everything went to hell in a handbasket. So over the weekend, the Chinese have retaliated on tariffs with tariffs on $60 billion of U.S. goods. They go into effect June 1st. China will raise tariffs to as high as 25% on U.S. imports. The president tweeted this morning, Beijing will be very hurt very badly if they retaliate with more tariffs. So what are we going to do, folks? What the hell's going on here? We were close to a deal. Here's what happened. What I predicted 5 weeks ago, the Chinese saw the same thing. And apparently some smart dudes over there, too. They saw the president attacking the Fed to cut interest rates and pump QE into the market that they're like, man, that dude must be backed into a corner here. He's losing this trade war. Let's sit on our hands a little bit and wait for Joe Biden to get elected so we can pick apart that wimp. The president caught wind of that and said, you can kiss my ass. I'm increasing fire. And he did. I think this is great. Don't give me this consumers pay for a trade war. Maybe a year from now, if this thing gets going on, we'll pay for it. It absolutely is not impacting anything at all. Anybody who says ultimately consumers pay in a trade war, show me the data. Because the data, we've been in a trade war, folks, for the past year. Or over a year. We've been bringing hundreds of billions of dollars into the U.S. Treasury with tariffs on China. That's one of the reasons our economy is sizzling, folks. Unemployment, GDP, wage growth, you name the macroeconomic indicator, things are doing well here in America. So the Chinese completely misread that, and that's why this is a great article in the Wall Street Journal about the frustration and miscalculation. The Chinese completely miscalculated what was going on over here, and also miscalculated Trump. He's not going to win a down market going into an election. Folks, the other reason he put the Fed on the spot was what? In case this did happen, he can go, I ain't the boogeyman. Look at the Federal Reserve, folks. Under Barack Hussein Obama, he had near zero interest rates, folks, and the Federal Reserve was pumping $85 billion a month into the market. Look at me. They were even talking about raising interest rates. What are they, high? He's got a fall guy in the Fed, folks. So this is going to get very interesting. Like I said, we're going to talk about volatility. We're going to do a weekly options trade, getting long vol like we did last week, where we saw a profit of $4,400 on limited risk. And it's going to stay elevated or go higher. Goldman had a great article out today, a note to its clients. If the VIX surges on a small sell-off, what would it do in a crash? That's one of the scariest things, folks. A couple years ago, I was back up at my old stomping grounds in Chicago talking to some heavy friends of mine, and they're like, Wiz, our biggest threat is look at all these kids. They're young kids on the trading floor. They've never seen a down market. Right? All we've seen is an up market, essentially. What are these kids going to do in a panic? So obviously, stocks falling on renewed trade anxiety. Apple getting absolutely destroyed today on a SCOTUS ruling. Supreme Court of the United States ruled that, hey man, that the app stuff isn't all yours. And this is Apple's down, 5% right now and heading lower. 5-4 ruling. Really interesting. I wonder if Ruth Bader Ginsburg's corpse was there. Obviously, folks, the woman is completely incapacitated, and all of her law clerks are making her rulings. The woman, let me get this straight. As a government official, you're allowed not to be seen in public for months? Whatever. I think they'll keep that woman weekend at Bernie's for as long as possible. But I digress. We're having fun in our solo Amazon service. We're actually going to do that today. We're going to do weekly options at 1, normal half an hour brief there, and then we're going to do Amazon at 3 p.m. We're going to do that on Mondays going forward instead of Fridays. So solo Amazon today at 3. We already did one on Friday, so it's going to be a quick review and overview. We're not going to be placing any new Amazon trades today because we have enough on. But if you're like plumb in the bottom here, let's take a look at what Amazon's doing right now. Amazon's obviously, Amazon shouldn't be as impacted as it is with a trade war with China. Really don't care. But it's kind of going back to reacting as your overall market does. It did great last week in this kerfuffle, and now I don't like that. It's down at the 50-day moving average, folks. And as I covered last week, moving averages are magnets. The market doesn't hang out between these two things. That's the 200-day and the 50-day on the S&P 500. This is like World War I trench warfare. Look at this. It got pulled up, hovered around it, and ripped higher to the next one. Little around it. So it's trench warfare, World War I. Nobody hangs out here. So the next stop for this market is down here to the 200-day moving average. There is no catalyst to go higher. I know some people are saying, hey, we're one tweet away from an up market. I don't know. Is the market being immune to any potential good news that comes out of this? Remember that the new Chinese tariffs go into effect on 1 June. That gives us some weeks for everybody to go to their corner, settle down, and maybe reattack, okay? I don't think the president, I listened to him, folks, about a month ago. I was shocked the market didn't react to this. The president said, if it's not a great deal, we're not going to do it. And the market kind of shrugged and moved on. I believed him. This guy, 2 months before, got up from the table in Vietnam and walked away from North Korea negotiations. When the guy's like, yeah, we'll get rid of our missiles, but first you need to get rid of all these sanctions. The president's like, that's just not happening. Hey, guys, start up Air Force One. Let's go. And he left. So you're dealing with a real estate negotiator, folks, who wrote The Art of the Deal, right? And he wrote The Art of the Comeback. All the tax stuff last week made me. The New York Times and liberals with social media finally found out that Donald Trump went through a slump. He wrote a book about it, you idiots. The Art of the Comeback. Look at New York Times articles from the time. They called him the comeback kid, but now they're trying to make it new news, like Donald Trump went bankrupt. Oh my God. I knew that, and I was in high school at the time. So, all right, guys. Like I said, weekly options at 1 o'clock. Amazon at 3, and then, like I said, the week after that, trading the China trade war with Top Gun Options. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. Grab your free slot. Make sure you register to attend, even if you can't attend, you're working or you got stuff going on, because you'll get access to all of the replays. They'll all be put on a replay page where you can get access to them. So you really need to, you can't fly around this market solo, folks. I never flew solo anytime. You always had a wingman, and hopefully a lot of wingmen to help you succeed in combat, and combat's a form of trading. There's a winner and there's a loser, and we're going to put you on the right side of Top Gun Options. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. We'll see you.